Hi everyone, what's up and welcome to Therapy with Dr. IJ. I'm your one and only Doctor of Happiness, Dr. Obioto, Dokenta Obioto, and meet my friend, my sister. She is Dr. Mrs. NC. So, Dr. NC, please, can you greet my audience?
Hello, fans of Doctor. I'm also your fan.
Yeah, fans of the Doctor of Happiness.
Hello, everyone. How are you doing? I hope you enjoyed this video. I know you enjoyed this video, and you're going to learn a lot. So let's go.
Okay, I am a counseling psychologist, and Dr. NC is equally a counseling psychologist. So today, we are going to be looking at how women who have been exhausted, or will I say who have been used very well in a marriage to relationship, after several years of marriage, after children, and then their husbands decide that they don't want again, or their husbands decide that they want more excitement, maybe more wives or more exploration, just things the woman would not like, how such women can cope and get back their lives together. So Mrs. Sensi, me, I don't know what I will even way I will categorize myself. I don't know, my own relationship status is complicated. I don't my own relationship status is complicated right now. So I think Mrs. NC, Dr. Mrs. NC can help us better. She's married.
Okay. For let's say you've been married for 20 years or even 30. And your husband wakes up one morning and says, I don't want side chicks again. I want upgrade.
And that's what it means now.
I don't want side chicks again. I want upgrade to second wife. I want to get a third wife or fourth wife, no matter what it is. What will you do? Number one, you feel heartbroken.
Very well.
You feel betrayed.
Very well.
You feel like you've died many times in that marriage, but you're still alive. You'll be depressed. You'll be traumatized. Because this is someone you love, and you've been vulnerable to this person.
Yes, you've shared moments, you've shared secrets, you've shared children,
Oh, wow.
It's difficult. Now, before I even go to this woman, I think the solution to things like this is emotional disconnection, emotional detachment or disconnection. That's why I advise young girls to spell out what they want from marriage from the on-go, from the get-go. Why that love is shocking you? Please look out for 3 things. Who are the man's mentors?
Very important.
Avoid any man that is not accountable to no one. Do you understand?
Odogu himself.
Yes, avoid Odogu himself. Let there be mentors, authority figures over the man's life. How is his family? What are his family values? That's before marriage now. 3, write a prenuptial agreement.
That I just will do.
Yes, so state it, not with mouth. Let me tell you, after marriage, once the M word has entered, you're vulnerable. And as a woman, if you've had children and you've not achieved self-efficacy, self-sufficiency, you will lose. You're the loser. Do you know why? You've had the man has used. I know the man.
The value has dropped.
The value has dropped. He has gotten everything he wants. So what next? Prenuptial agreement or a court marriage. But I'm not saying you shouldn't have your acts together outside the marriage, but before marriage, I think you should consider prenuptial agreement, or when you're buying properties, okay, or doing things, retain your individuality.
Yes.
People who mess up in marriage are people who, if you know you're not going to write a prenuptial agreement, retain your individuality.
That's true.
Do you understand? Like me,
You go pain. Say you invest time, you
Hey.
invest your money, you invest your life. So, but it's just like men are human being is unpredictable. You don't know what's going to happen next.
yes, so there
Many
should be
persons enter
something.
into marriages. Like when I got married now, I didn't have any mind of having prenuptial agreements. In my mind. That
Most people.
but what is happening right now, man? You need to shine your eyes.
So if you're shining your eyes, okay, counsel, you learn from what happens to others.
Exactly.
Counsel, we are counselors. That's why we are telling you. We are counselors. You need to have a prenuptial agreement or retain your individuality. If you're afraid of mentioning the prenuptial agreement and you don't want to go for a court marriage, then you should retain your individuality and make sure within the course of that marriage that you achieve self-efficacy.
Yes.
Like Mrs. NC has her PhD now. Marriage didn't stop her, so she tried to, while partnering with her husband, retain her individuality. I got married and I realized that the marriage can work, and because I tried retaining my individuality, but I realized I checked the marriage side by side with my goals, and because it wasn't going to work in all ramifications, I took a walk. Do you understand? So you need to decide, and I will actually give marriage a second chance, but you still, even while trying to do that, I'm not going to lose my individuality as a result. So you need to retain your individuality. Look at this letter, Mrs. NC. The woman, look at it now. She said after 2 decades of marriage, that's 20 years, she discovered that her husband married her former student. Okay, it was shocking to her, but she's saying that she recommends her husband for his openness. So the former student is now her husband's second wife, and she's congratulating them on the marriage. A child, it's ridiculous. After 20 years, 2 decades of marriage. But the woman does not have a choice.
She doesn't have a choice. And people will do whatever they want to do.
Yes.
So it's left with her to try to cope with the situation.
She needs a coping mechanism.
Agreement. Sometimes one person might not want to do that agreement. If you don't want to do that, this, when I was getting married, there was this book we used. I think the name is Broken Bones by Tekeli Doko.
Yes.
So you read chapter 1, you answer questions. You show me your answer, I will show you my answer.
Okay, you will be able to know your man's views.
Yes.
I've met someone recently. That's even after the break of my marriage. When I left my marriage, the man said he can marry a second wife while discussing. So I just told myself, no, this man is a no. So it's possible to.
Yes, you need to know the person's views, the person's belief system. There are certain questions you need to ask the person, and you write it down.
Very important.
You get the evidence. So before you get married, it's not about shawarma and pizza. Use that moment to ask critical questions.
Important questions.
Yes, so you'll be proactive to know what you should do at that point.
And don't lose your individuality. Then if you've gotten to the stage of this woman, my dear, you're on your own. No. The only thing that can save this woman is if she has either achieved self-efficacy or she tries to detach herself emotionally.
Just do as if the man is not there anymore.
Yeah, any other thing. Some of you that fight
It's only possible if that woman, like I said, she has achieved something in life on a personal basis. Yeah,
on a personal basis.
Not with her husband.
Some of you that fight your husband's second wife, it's a waste of time. The man has just achieved his goal, so you're wasting your time. Do something more intentional. Miss Sensi, I don't know any advice.
Stop pursuing. Yes, don't pursue happiness. Pursue your self-fulfillment. That thing
Yeah,
so some persons who want to explore in different countries, travel, explore. Just let it out. Just do as if he does not exist. Just be there, because you need to still speak with him. for the sake of the children.
Yeah,
So
true.
divorce is out of the question. You die there.
Yes.
You die there, but no day.
Yeah.
Just focus on yourself, focus on your children. If you have children already, and focus on that. You're fulfilled. That makes you happy. Focus on. Even the mom saying, wow, this woman.
What's her plan?
Exactly.
What's the plan of this woman? But definitely, divorce does not work for African marriages. Divorce, okay, like this woman now that has spent 20 years,
Who marry her
2 decades. No, she could even see somebody that will marry her.
Yeah, that's true.
But what is
value...
the end point of the marriage? Do you understand? What's the end point of that marriage?
At that point, she would want to be herself. She would say, well, marriage, I don't want again.
What's the end point of the marriage to a woman that has already had children and
who will soon be a grandma?
A grandma. So is to retain your individuality, focus on your children. Because even if you marry, like if you decide to leave such a marital situation, it's a big problem because you must still co-parent with the man. People must, when your daughter is getting married, both of you must tiger as a mother.
Co-parenting is not easy.
You must tiger as a mother. Then the man also needs to, what do we call it now, sit there and make sure.
And the man's wife would want to show herself.
Of course, now. So because you get room for that. I not see Mohbad's case now. The stepmother follows them to court. Before you have children for anyone, understand the person's value system. If you must end the marriage, you've made a mistake, yes, so I want to, you've made a mistake and then you got into a marital situation. It's not the end of the world.
At all.
But before children, don't say when I've had my children, before children just come out, because you must co-parent. Do like me, before children just come out. But if you've had children, try to make it work. You can try anything, emotional detachment,
for the sake of the
developing thick skin, whatever.
Shock absorber.
Retaining individuality, getting a coping mechanism through counseling, but definitely coming out or divorcing. Like, as in this, in fact, divorcing is not easy. Even me, as
what if it's a
doctoral student at the time, but divorcing is not easy anyway. To be sincere, it takes 3 years.
Yes.
It takes 3 years.
At least.
No, 2 years if your spouse wants it. 3 years if you're the one. If he doesn't want and you're the one.
Okay.
3 years. It's not a joke. Or if you want it immediately, a lot of Lego battle. And then you need to start your life again after that. Post divorce adjustment is not easy. So instead of that, be careful. Prenuptial agreements.
And as for men who want to marry or get side chicks, remember that you're hurting another person. Then sometimes when you want to do some decisions or actions as a married person, you ask yourself, this action I want to take, won't it hurt my spouse? That's what marriage is about, actually. Being empathetic, putting yourself.
That's when the man loves you or has something to lose. The sincere truth is, men don't think like women.
It's true.
Men don't think like women. So just make him accountable. All these stories, he's not fair, he's fair, this one, that one. Don't put yourself in a position. Don't put yourself in such a position where somebody will now trample upon you and then you will start doing it's not fair. Why did you do that? Why did you not do that? It's not good.
Give your heart to God.
No, make the man accountable. Just have a plan. Do you understand? This woman now, some people were complaining online, why is she even commending them? The second wife should be careful so that she doesn't poison her. But personally, I wasn't thinking like that.
The woman has moved on.
Yes, what I felt, what I saw there was a woman who has moved on, who has detached herself
A long time
emotionally.
ago.
So would there be sex in that situation? Would that man finish that thing and still come to ask that woman
You'll
for
be
sex?
afraid, sir.
If I'm the one, I won't even have anything to do with you sexually.
You'll be afraid. You'll be afraid.
So women, be careful out there. I think we've come to the end of this video, so that it won't be unnecessarily long. Just do what makes you happy and be careful out there. We, Dr. Ijoma and Dr. NC, we love you so much. This is Therapy with Dr. IJ, your one and only Doctor of Happiness, Dr. Obioto. Bye for now.
Bye.